Apparently Tim Cast has not seen this. Tim Pool. You should search Avi Yemini. My search terms are Ali Dawa Avi Yemini part 3. And I got part 3 here because I was watching that.
I need to pray, Uncle. I need to pray. I've got 2 minutes. ISIS are murderers. Yes.
ISIS are murderers, the old guy said. Of course they are. Nobody's saying they're not murderers. So there's Avi. Look at him. He's giving a fatwa. What? You're a comedian. Muslim Brotherhood, what?
When I finish it, pat me in the back, yeah? Okay. I need it for morale. When I finish this, I'm gonna go because I need to pray, yeah? Okay? I'll give the last words to you, okay? Alright, I know you're upset. You seem a bit nervous.
Look at this guy.
This is a letter! I don't like it. I got this sweet, you know. I'm not speaking Arabic. Maybe in a gay way. What are you going to do? Throw me off the building? No, if you're in Israel, they'll kill you. Speak Arabic. You know that right? You understand? What the fuck? In Israel, if you're in Israel. No. There was a gay parade. No, but he told me there was a gay parade in the Middle East. Behind the gay parade in Lebanon. And what happened?
There was a gay parade in Turkey. You're talking about Israel? There was a gay parade? I don't know. What's the point? Okay. The Jews were stabbing him.
And that scumbag is scum, and anybody that treats gays like that. How many Muslims throw gays off buildings? How many in the last year?
How many Muslims throw gays off buildings? Nobody? Basically. It's like hardly anybody. Come on. Ask yourself that. How many gays did Muhammad ﷺ kill? Ask yourself. Probably it was 0. I'm guessing 0.
I've never heard of him. You haven't heard? I haven't heard of him.
Because we've never heard actually a hadith where any gay was killed. Okay? There was no gays living in Arabia.
Now, what I'm going to say is a lot of people come and say, you know, Islam, the Sharia does this. The Sharia does that. The Sharia does this. Okay, this is the Jewish people who lived under the real Islamic state, not this ISIS. What's a real Islamic state? He's Rabbi of Edirne. Isaac Tazar Fatih, that's his name. What? This is what he sounds very Jewish. It sounds
okay, so this is the video.
You can check it. Tazar Fatih or something like that, yeah? He wrote a letter. He says, here in the land of the church, we have nothing to complain of. We possess great fortunes.
So
much gold and silver are in our hands. We are not oppressed with our heavy taxes, and our commerce is free and unhindered. We hate this. Under the Muslim Brotherhood, yes, good. Which are the ones that was 80% Christian? Mate, you put a gun to someone's head, they'll say whatever you want. Okay. Rich are the fruits of the earth. Everything is cheap, and every one of us live in peace and freedom. Here, the Jew is not compelled to wear a yellow hat as a badge of shame, as in the case of Germany, where even wealth and great fortune are a pleasure. There you go. You know what this is? This is a Jewish person living under the Islamic country. See, Jewish people come and live here. They created the people. It's been a pleasure. Goodbye.
Okay, no, the internet just stopped on me.
Jewish people come and live here. They created the people. It's been a pleasure. Goodbye. Right? Any more questions? I'm going to go pray. When I come back, I'm going to pray for everybody and myself.
Avi Yemini is not the victim here. He is doing the same thing that Comedy Central is doing. If he's not actually an Islamophobe, he is trying to expose Muslims as haters by pretending that he's an extremist Israeli or Israel supporter. He has IDF videos on his channel, training videos, and he said inflammatory stuff in Speaker's Corner. So Avi might just be the biggest hypocrite that we've seen to date in Speaker's Corner. I'm watching Timcast. So his most recent upload about Avi Yemini is that Avi was deported from New York City by the TSA. And he could not appear on the Rubin report. Tim Pool does not get that Avi is a hater. He just said, I looked on his channel, I don't know everything about Avi's videos, but he does have some IDF training videos, so he must be a conservative. Conservative? The guy told Ali Dawah that Ali Dawah is a terrorist, okay? So he is, I would say at the very least, he is trying to do videos where he incites Muslims to say things about Israel or against him personally, make personal attacks, which may or may not be unjustified. Because Avi is calling them terrorists, he wants to incite hatred against himself. Or he wants to try to expose Muslims by making himself look more extremist than he actually is? I don't think so. I wish Tim Pool would explain to us why he is so invested in what Avi Yemini is doing. He said he has quite a sizable, YouTuber presence and viewers. I don't know how many subs he has, maybe 300,000 or something. I have no idea. Actually, I think Tim mentioned it. So he has a large number of subs. He's being invited to these big platforms, right? Like the Rubin Report. He was on Comedy Central. I don't understand why Tim, who has a pretty good channel, is not investigating Avi Yemini more than he has to this point. This is the third video, and he's still saying, I don't know what Avi says about everything or what he thinks. Why don't you know if you're already doing videos about the guy? I thought your channel is trying to find out truth about stuff. You're making yourself look bad, Tim. So this is my second or third video as well about Avi Yemini. So it just so happened that I started making videos about Avi because he is an Islamophobe. And then I saw Tim Pool's videos, and that's what I'm doing. This is just going to be another video which I use in a longer video about Islamophobia. I'm disappointed that this channel is not investigating Avi more thoroughly. Is not investigating Avi more thoroughly. I don't want to do videos about Avi because he is an Islamophobe. I don't want to promote people like him. Unfortunately, sometimes we don't have a choice. So the best thing is to try and expose him as the hater that we believe he is. And there's not much else we can do, really. But I believe that a majority of people understand that he is not on YouTube to promote peace. He's not trying to even learn anything, to build bridges. He's not trying to understand Muslims or why they believe what they do. Tim Pool saying Avi Yemini was deported. Just because someone's deported doesn't make them an innocent person. You know that, right? Not everybody who's deported is some innocent person that you have to defend. And he's not a 15-year-old boy, you know. You're like, how dare Comedy Central do this to Avi? And you know, as if he can't defend himself. The guy's a grown man, come on. I have to admit that I was surprised when I saw Avi Yemini's video about his appearance on Comedy Central, because he just seemed different from how I saw him in videos with Ali Dawa in the Speaker's Corner. At Speaker's Corner, he didn't seem... he seemed quite uneducated, extremist, very hyped up, like he was, you know, I mean, people think that he looks like he's on drugs. He looks like he takes, I don't know, meth or something. I mean, the guy just did not appear to be normal. And then I saw him in that video. I think he was in Australia. So he was back home in Australia and talking about his interactions with Jim Jeffries on his program. And to be honest, I was surprised. I didn't expect him to be, you know, he seemed a lot more level-headed, a lot more calm, more articulate. You know, that was the impression I got in that video. If I had seen that video first and then seen some of his interactions with Ali Dawa, I think I would have been quite shocked. Probably more so than I am right now. But you know, how can a person be, he is kind of pretty different. I guess when he's with Muslims, he just, he feels free to say inflammatory things. Whereas on Jim Jeffries' show, he was really holding back, or he actually genuinely is not as extremist as what he appears to be when he's at Speaker's Corner. So it leads me to believe that Avi makes videos for YouTube because he wants an audience. He wants to make money. He probably does have a Patreon account, or somehow is making money out of videos. Otherwise, you know, is it just to defend Israel that he's there to promote Israeli values? You know, supposedly democratic Israeli values. Tim Pool called him conservative. I am just not sure who Avi Yemini is. You know, what does he really... But I do think he does, he is pro-Israeli for sure. Which is concerning because Israel commits war crimes. Israel attacks and targets children and innocent people. Not to say that Israel is not also attacked by extremists, but I do find that concerning, that people will defend Israel at all costs. Basically, everyone in comments agrees that Ali was right. Ali, so quick-witted. When the uncle said, "You are a comedian," Ali responded, "Listen to my comedy." Good one. Nice one, Ali. Thumbs up. Jazakallah khair. Ahsant. Zionists always bring stupid backup, aka uncle. Lol. Looked like he was high on the sniff. this Iranian man have to adopt this little man. They both same psycho. Okay, and one verses 4, and Ali still made the most sense and destroyed them. Of course, because Islam destroys falsehood, right?